Welcome to another edition of Life Outdoors. I am your host, Chris Reckling. Life Outdoors is all new this Friday, and today we're going to take the game outside and we're going to talk about a very unique game. Summer is here, and it's a great time to go to the beach. It's a great time to get outdoors, and kids and adults and anybody loves to play with this game. Play with this thing. Think flying disc. Think back in the day it was first called a whirl away or a flying saucer, and then they called it Pluto platter. But you know it as Frisbee. We're going to take it one step further and not call it Frisbee, but call it Ultimate. Today we are joined by Logan Berns. He is a teacher at 5th grade elementary at Cook Elementary in Virginia Beach. And Logan is growing the game of Ultimate. Logan, welcome to Life Outdoors.
Thank you for having me.
Tell us a little about yourself.
So I played Ultimate in college. I played football growing up, wrestled, little lacrosse, got to college, needed something active to keep myself going. Came across a great group of guys that were the Club Ultimate team. At that point in my life, when I thought of Ultimate Frisbee, I thought of, 20 on 20, church parking lot, the street, anywhere, unstructured, no rules, really didn't know anything about it getting into college. Quickly, I learned that it's an organized sport. It's 7-on-7. There is a set of rules, and there's a great group of people that play it. This helped me kind of fall in love with it throughout college. I still play, as much as I can. There's a couple pickup groups in the area that play as well. So that's kind of my 20-second journey through Ultimate.
Yeah, but it all starts with the disc itself. When did you start throwing a disc? Because you just can't go from zero to Ultimate. I mean, you really have to know how to throw a disc.
So I got a disc here. It's something as simple as you do it when you're a kid. You learn it quick. You You don't know what you're doing, but you can get it from here to there. And then as I was in college, I started learning. There's you got your forehand, you got your flick, you got your backhand, your scuba, your hammer. There's so many different ways to throw it. And don't tell my parents, but I wasted a lot of my time in college throwing the Frisbee on the lawn. And that's where it takes time. It takes hours to really figure it out at a high level. But the joy in it is the simplicity of a flying piece of plastic. It looks good going through the air. It's draws your eyes right to it.
Listen, I'm not going to say you wasted any time playing Ultimate, because when you're in college, you're supposed to learn new things, discover new things, and you are paying it forward, which we'll get to in a bit. But back to the disc itself, because how can you not be amazed by throwing a disc, especially maybe on the beach or a windy day? It's very much like a boomerang. I mean, you become, an expert at throwing the disc the more you throw it.
For sure, yeah, and it's rhythmic. It's beautiful. It's poetic. Frisbee on the sunset, light breeze going, can't beat it.
It floats.
Yeah.
It's there's everything about it. It's non-traditional. I started playing in college.
Yeah.
Well before you were born, and it was much different then. It was just kind of like a pickup thing, as it always is with Ultimate. And then as a lifeguard in Sandbridge, the guards get together when we played Ultimate on the beach. And even to this day, I still throw a lot. And it's just, to me, I never get tired of seeing the floating, the bending in the air, throwing it into the air, throwing a nice long rounded throw, long throws, short throws, just floating down, you name it. I mean, everything about throwing a disc is amazing. And listen, while we're doing this, let's just show you a little something from the recent Ultimate Beach Championships there at the oceanfront, which, Virginia Beach is pretty amazing. And as we watch this, if you're not familiar with Ultimate, Logan, go ahead and tell people about the rules of the game.
You can't move with the Frisbee. You're trying to catch the Frisbee in the end zone. Right there, we saw a turnover. That means the other team gets the disc whenever it hits the ground. Other team gets it. We saw a nice layout for a score there. So that ends the point when you catch it in the end zone. similar to football terminology there. And then you start off with a pull, or more similar to a kickoff in football. Other team gets it, and you're just trying to work the Frisbee down the field. One of the good things is it's set up to be a non-contact sport. There you'll see some bumps, some minor collisions, but one of the goals of the game is to keep it non-contact, keep people safe. There we see a nice flick outside in. We see him trying to work the disc here back to the middle. And as you can see, yeah, there's a lot of movement. It's fast-paced, especially on the beach. It's a smaller field. It's 4-on-4 or 5-on-5 versus the traditional 7-on-7. I enjoy the beach, what they're playing here, because it neutralizes the speed a little bit. For some of us that are getting a little older, a little slower, the beach keeps everyone on somewhat of a more even playing field. Doesn't hurt as much.
Ooh,
we saw a nice layout D there. And that hurts a lot more on grass than it does on the sand.
Mm-hmm. So it is a fast-paced game. It's a great workout. There's a lot of laying out. There's a lot of great throws. You can throw. Here's a really nice point here. Okay, so they're working down the field real quick, and it'll catch up real fast. So tell me what you see, Logan. You're seeing it for the first time.
Yeah, they're on the sideline here, trying to get it back to the middle. Just give them a little more space. Beautiful layout there. Quick toss, working it back to her backhand there. Let's see here. Good spacing, good movement. Outside in flick for a score. Beautiful. And a nice spike to finish things off.
Yeah, I think that was the game winner right there. So this is the basics of the game. I love the fact that it's self-policing, no referees. Talk about that aspect of it, because I mean that just goes to how cool this game can be.
Yeah, that's something that makes it special. With it's what they call spirit of the game in Ultimate Frisbee, and it's self-policed. It's part of spirit is you're working hard, you're competitive, you're trying to win, but you're also understanding that you're keeping the rules first. You're not trying to get one pass. So when you're playing the game in an honest way, where you're not cheating yourself, you're not cheating others, and you're enjoying it, playing for the fun of it, while also trying to win. It is a competitive game.
It is a competitive game, and what if there's a little bit of like someone calls a foul, or there's a little dispute with that? How do you work that out?
So with fouls, it's set up in the rule book where you can contest foul. So at any point, if it's a foul on a throw, and the defender calls the foul, thrower calls the foul, either way, the other person has the option to contest it, or no contest. No contest means, yeah, I agree, I fouled you, no problem. Disc goes back to the thrower, or sometimes it'll go back to where the catch would have been made. And then if there is a contest and they disagree, there's a part of the rule book of saying what to do. So there's never really, if you know the rule book well, there's never really a point of it getting to an argument. You just simply contest the call, keep it moving, no contest, keep it moving.
So as you can tell, this is a co-ed. This is a co-ed game. There's mixed, there's men's, there's women's, there's co-ed, you name it. There's a little bit of everything. But it's also on the beach, which really makes it kind of neat, since our beaches are so nice here in Virginia Beach. Now, also, you see at the bottom there, it says teaching the game of Ultimate. There is a reason why Logan is here. He's doing so much more than playing. He's also teaching the game of Ultimate at a very young age, Youth Ultimate. We'll talk more about that when we come back. We're going to take a short break here on Life Outdoors. And welcome back to Life Outdoors. I'm your host, Chris Reckling. Today we are talking about Ultimate, the game of Ultimate. It's a great summer game. It's great year-round, but this time of year, who doesn't like going outside and throwing a Frisbee? Okay, people get confused with that. It's kind of like ping pong. Frisbee is a trademark term for the disc itself, but Ultimate is ultimate. It's a game. It's used a disc. You can say Frisbee, but it's kind of. What are your thoughts on that? It's okay.
The fact you call it a disc, you did your research. You know what you're talking about.
I know, but most people that don't know the deal are going to get Frisbee.
And Frisbee, it still is, Ultimate Frisbee.
Ultimate Frisbee
is accepted. People do just call it simply Ultimate, as you have, and that's what I would call it with my we're playing Ultimate.
But anybody who's just casual to it, they know it's Frisbee, and then they go, okay, and that's Ultimate, and it's disc. It's kind of like, it's not called Frisbee golf. It's called disc golf. There's a reason. And they started with like cake pans pans.
Yeah.
Back, I mean,
New Jersey,
back
high
in the day,
school,
1930s, and then in the 50s, they figured it out, and they came up with that nice plastic round thing that floats through the air and comes back, and it's just beautiful. So this is Logan Berns. He is a fifth grade teacher at Cook Elementary, and Logan is teaching the game of Ultimate at a young age, which is great. Why did you come up with that idea, and what's that been like for you?
So two things. I have 9 siblings, so I played sports growing up. I helped them with sports, so that's always just been a big part of my life, is helping spread the joy of whatever game people are playing, teaching it to the best of my abilities. Second, I'm a teacher. I'm in the school with these kids, looking for a way to give back. Our school has always been very open. If you want to start a club, go for it. So I went to the principal and said, hey, here's what I want to do. They're all on board. So I started with, I think, 3rd, 4th, 5th grade. I think at this point I'm just doing 4th, 5th, because I've kind of realized the size difference between 3rd and 5th can be bigger than you think at times. So at this point, we have 4th and 5th graders. These are a few pictures from our club. As you see here, kid chasing down a Frisbee.
That's Lachlan. I know Lachlan.
You know
Lanham.
Lachlan. Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Lachlan's awesome, man. He's a great player.
Right.
This was at the middle school, VB Middle, so a few of those kids were kids that I coached at the elementary school. They went to middle school. One of my buddies who I play pickup with all the time works over there. This is also at the middle school. So just giving these kids, I didn't want them to hit 6th grade and then not see a Frisbee again until college. So just giving them these opportunities. This year's on the beach at Virginia Beach. This was just sent out an email to parents and said, hey, here's where we'll be. Show up if you'd like to play. This was a pretty cool day. This was the same videos you guys just saw. Same field. They had a Learn to Play clinic that was free to all ages. USA Ultimate reached out to me knowing that I coach Ultimate in the area to see if I'd run their clinic for them. I've done it for them a few years. It's always a good time because you get a good group of local kids who I know, who I've taught. And then you get kids from North Carolina whose parents are playing, kids from Maryland, kids from all over who have been playing for 3 or 4 years, and you get a group of kids that's only been playing a year. And it's cool to see them all get together, compete, see each other's strengths, weaknesses, all that good stuff.
Let's talk a little bit more about that, the strengths and weaknesses, because throwing the disc is the key. Being able to throw the disc is so important. You know, kids learning how to use the wind to its advantage, or how to, the angle of the disc. How do these kids pick it up? I mean, how quickly? I mean, practice is important, but at some point, when does it start to really kick in for them?
So I always kind of say baseball players have somewhat of an advantage. They have the snap you need. They have that natural wrist flick, that natural snap. But it's different for everybody. Some kids by day 2 or 3, practice 2 or 3, they're picking it up quickly. Over the years, I've learned how to scaffold it to hammer these points a little better, get kids to pick it up a little quicker. I always start off with a backhand. That's the traditional Frisbee throw you always see. And then as they pick that up, I always start with a simple clap catch, keeping things simple. And then as they master those, I start to figure out where they're at and what they need next. And then my goal is always by the end of our 12-week club that they can master a flick, master a backhand. There's your 2 most basic throws that you need in the game. And then some of the ones who pick it up quickly, I'll show them some of the fun side bending, inside out, upside down throws that you'll see in some of the higher level Ultimate.
Are they picking it up that quickly?
Yeah, definitely. There are definitely some that pick it up quicker, and then there's other ones where we're working on that backhand.
Do they enjoy the game?
Yes, 100%.
Is it the fact that they're running and chasing it down, catching it? I mean, what do they enjoy about it? Because some people get frustrated throwing the disc and they don't know how to control it.
Agree 100%. So I think what they enjoy, it's something new for a lot of them. A lot of them have played soccer for 4 or 5 years, played football, played various things, and then they can take what they're good at in those sports and use them in Ultimate. So they're using what they know to learn a new game. Just the fact of, it's interesting because we're mixing up teams every week, and by the end of it, you'd think that's their team for life. They form this bond just in the hour we're together, working hard. And what I really love to see is when I have 2 or 3 teams going, so one team's waiting to sub back in, and they're over there trying to come up with strategies I've never heard of, but just trying to be creative with the game, find ways to get better, even when I'm not coaching them, just on their own, trying to figure out what works and what not.
In a lot of ways, it's not unlike maybe like flag football, plays, your team, advance in advancing it down the field. You know, it's got so many similarities to. I mean, which games is it like? Is it like flag football, soccer? Which game does it sort of represent? Is it kind of rugby? I don't even know.
I'd say.
They're all very similar, right?
Yeah, it definitely has elements of all of them. I think with
you can't travel like basketball.
Can't travel like basketball, exactly. Yeah. So the way you score, I think, is football. You're trying to get the disc to the end zone. Mm-hmm. Football, you're trying to get it to it. Yeah, same thing. You're trying to get it there. And then the constant pace, the free flowing is like hockey or soccer, where there's not stoppages in play. Same as basketball. There's not these
I like that.
Stoppages. So it's constantly moving. I always say, you're always moving in a Frisbee game where you have the only time you're not moving is when you have the Frisbee. The rest of the time, you're setting up your next cut. You're trying to find an opening. And I'm trying to always kind of show the kids that, like, hey, if you just start sliding this way, this area's open, or find that open field, run to it. So it has all those elements that you mentioned. I always say basketball, too, the way you jump for a rebound. A lot of times you'll see people jumping for a Frisbee in that same motion, high pointing it. So it has elements of everything, which is why kids coming from all different backgrounds, they have something that they've played before that they can translate to the game of Ultimate. Yeah,
that height advantage is really important in Ultimate. So this is Logan Berns teaching the game of Ultimate. We're going to take a short break and talk about the future of Ultimate and everywhere we'll see it. Stick around, everyone. You're watching Life Outdoors. And welcome back to Life Outdoors. I am your host, Chris Reckling. Today we're talking about the great game of Ultimate. And we're joined by Logan Berns. He's a 5th grade teacher at Cook Elementary, teaching the game of Ultimate to the kids. And then take it from where? I mean, where do you go with Ultimate? Obviously, this is a pickup game. This is a game that you can play in college. You can play locally and recreational. I don't even know, like, if I wanted to play a game, how would I do it?
So locally, we got a couple games that take place. City View Park in Chesapeake, they play every Wednesday evening, every Saturday morning. We have a group in Norfolk. I think they play Thursdays, and they play a day during the week as well. So those are for adults. So if you're looking to play Tidewater Ultimate on Facebook, they'll have games posted, a couple games a week. Just show up. You don't even need to bring anything. One of the great things of Ultimate, no equipment required other than a $10 piece of plastic. Yeah. So it's very, very simple. And there are people of all skill levels. There are people that are just trying it out for the first time. There are people that are there every week, been playing for 20 years. So it's cool to see that. And then for those people that have played longer, there's a competitive college club scene. There's Division I championships, Division III, men's, women's. There's also, as we saw, Beach Nationals is pretty cool. Virginia Beach won the bid for it for the last 6-7 years, I want to say, and I want to say they have continued that as well. So Beach Nationals will continue to be here. So every May, if you want to see Ultimate in person, it's unbeatable to watch. So go down there, check it out. The pace of it is intriguing. And then we also there are a couple club teams that play more competitively from the area. So they'll travel to different tournaments. These are the teams that are playing at Beach Nationals and whatnot. So here in Hampton Roads, there are all levels. There's, pickup, there's club teams. The closest pro team is DC or North Carolina. But we have multiple club teams in the area.
Well, let's talk about that. I mean, there's a whole lot you just unpacked. I only want to play on the beach.
Yeah.
Because I've got a knee issue. I don't want to run on hard surface, but I feel more comfortable in sand. But you mentioned pro. So there's the World Flying Disc Federation, the FD, the WFDF. That's a mouthful. And they're a member of the International Olympic Committee, the IOC. So, I mean, I honestly feel like this would be a great game in the Olympics.
I could be wrong, but I think it's in the works, maybe.
Well, everything's in the works. I mean, it could take 10, 15, 20 years since there's 4 years apart. We're going to show you a little bit more from Little Beach Ultimate. And just talk about your thoughts on that, because this game is played around the world. Mm-hmm. It's originated in the United States, and it's really popular here in the United States, but it doesn't mean the rest of the world can't keep up with it.
Yeah, and
it's one of those things.
Japan has a huge scene. Colombia has a huge scene. Different countries do have very competitive scenes. Portugal just hosted the World Beach Championships last year. There was live streamed on YouTube. Watched a few of those games, and it was the same teams we're seeing here. The teams that won this got a bid to go to the Portugal tournament. So there are, it is a worldwide sport. if it is in the Olympics one day, the eyes that would see it would definitely grow the game. It's a game that certainly is growing. I know lacrosse just recently made it to the Olympics, and the eyes that it's getting from that is helping the sport across the country. And Ultimate's kind of the same way, where the more eyes on it, the more people that are playing it, the better future it has.
You know, when I see a good point in Ultimate, when, you know, somebody fires one 40, 50 yards down the field and somebody lays out at full blast, I mean, it's unreal.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're looking for highlights, you know, that's what we were living in a highlight culture. When you see football, basketball, baseball, whatever it is, the highlight, that the best plays from Ultimate are right there with anything you see.
Yeah, and at Sports Center Top 10, I mean, every week or so, different clip from the professional leagues, because with the professional leagues, they are videoed, so there's tons of clips coming out, and, you know, the highlights you see, the skill level you see is unreal.
You mentioned that the professional leagues, you said there was one up in D.C., but tell me more about that, because I didn't even know much about that.
AUDL, I think they're up to 30 teams now. They have different conferences, different divisions. The D.C. Breeze is the team that is out of D.C. I think it's the Flyers are in North Carolina. Both teams are very, very competitive. Some of these people playing in Beach Nationals are on those teams. But that is the first, or not the first pro league, but the pro league that's done the best. It's gaining traction. So if you're ever in the area of that, I know Pittsburgh has a team, the Thunderbirds, Detroit, Madison, Wisconsin, and they are adding a couple teams each year, just trying to continue to grow that professional league.
Obviously, traditional sports like football, basketball, and baseball, soccer, wrestling, gymnastics, all that stuff, you know, a parent knows how to get their kids involved. What is your advice for somebody that says, for maybe like, I would like to get my kids involved in something like this? I mean, how does that work?
It's tough. That's one of my goals right now, is how to provide more opportunities for the kids and how to get those parents to know what's out there. So I have an Instagram account, VA Beach Ultimate, or VA Beach Youth Ultimate. When I do have events going on or pickup games, anything like that, I'm posting on there. So that's one way to stay up to date with those things. Also, buy a Frisbee. You know, if you got a group 4 or 5 kids, or a disc, yeah. I recommend the J-Star for kids under 4. It's going to fly better than the promo free Frisbee you grab at the fair, you know. So that's
How many grams is it?
145.
Okay.
So it's I got one of them here. So
go
is
ahead and show it what you
This
got
is
there.
the adult one that I use. This is
Right in front of you. There you go.
There we go. This is one of the discs I had made for our elementary club. This is the one that adults use. This is a 175 gram disc.
Yeah. Which helps in a windy day.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a little heavier flies a little better, but smaller for kids.
They definitely. And then this is the 145, so it's a little bit smaller. It's actually flimsier too, so if they get knocked with it, it's not quite as hard of a plastic. But I enjoy throwing this one because it's built the exact same way as that bigger one. So if you look up a Discraft 145 gram disc, the J-Star is what they call it, that's what you come up. And I'd say, and what I do notice with the kids, that heavier disc, they're pulling their whole body to get it to move, where with that lighter disc, they can learn the correct form. It's a little softer. They're not as scared of it as they're learning. So that's a great option. As they get to middle school, high school, I definitely use the full-size disc.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a great tool. If you have a group of kids that want to play, you know, 4 or 5 kids, get them a Frisbee, throw it around in the backyard. The more they're holding it, the more they're throwing it, they'll figure it out. And then regardless if you're at a school that I'm at where we do have these clubs or not, find a teacher that would sponsor it. You know, it's a pretty simple game to pick up and learn. There are a lot of intricacies, but there's nothing stopping you from learning, from playing, from figuring it out.
It is the ultimate pickup game, you know, 3-on-3. 2-on. I mean, you could do 2-on-2.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go as many as you like, millions little boom, boom, boom down the field. Or just start by just you 2 people playing catch. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
And it's a great game that you can play at any point in your life, or you can just throw, which is.
And even with the Beach Nationals, they have Masters and Grandmasters. So that's I think it's like 30 and up, and then 35 and up is are different ones. So even as you get older, if you want to keep playing, you don't have to play against the 20-year-olds.
Okay, so I'm just sitting there figuring out, okay, I aged out of masters. Grandmaster. Is there something above grandmasters?
Great grandmasters. It's hard to find, but I do think it exists.
Oh my goodness. All right. Well, listen, I think we're about out of time. Logan, thank you so much for joining us here on Life Outdoors and teaching this great game to the kids out there. Listen, everybody, don't forget, if just get outside and enjoy life outdoors. And thank you again for joining us here on another edition of our show.